Hi, my name is Teko Bailey. One of the things I'd like to talk about is family rhythms. And I think it's important that we practice rhythms in our home because it helps to keep us rooted and sets the pace for our children, the things that we value and the things that we want them to learn. My wife and I have two boys, and so it's important for us to help them learn different things that we value. When I talk about rhythms, it's nothing complicated. We're looking at simple things like at dinner time. One of the things we practice is having dinner conversations. We talk about our days, what was good, what was not so good, the good part, the bad part. And so it helps us to share about our lives. We get to learn about our kids, what they're going through, and maybe if it's they had a bad day at school or who they were able to help. They also get to see their mom and I talk about our day and the challenges that we go through and also the good times that we have. It's very helpful to keep us rooted and grounded as a family. Another part of our rhythm is practicing responsibility. And so because they're ages 6 and 8, one of the things we do together as a family is to clean the table. The boys help us clear the table, bring the plates and everything to the kitchen, and then we wash up. My 8-year-old recently asked, Dad, can I help with washing up the dishes? Normally, I would say no, but I've learned that when a child is asking to join in with something, you make the room for that. And so we're giving him tiny chores, things that we think he can handle, and slowly he'll improve on that. Another part of family rhythm that we practice is praying. Just it helps to build our faith and giving them opportunities to practice that. One way in which we do it is when we're leaving in our vehicle, wherever we're going, we try to encourage someone to pray. And the boys are very excited to do that most times, unless they're super tired or grumpy. So they know, we pray before we go. We ask the Lord to protect us on the road. And I think practices like those help us to build our faith in small ways that they can see that God is a part of our lives. It's not just when we go to church or do something, spiritual, but it is part of our daily lives. Rest is also an important aspect of any family rhythm. And so what that looks like for us is practicing the Sabbath. We try to, and I say try because we haven't perfected this as yet, is to try and practice the Sabbath where we rest or do certain family activities that we're not able to do during the week. And rest might look different for different people. If you're somebody who is working with your hands all day, then rest might be reading a book or something that's a little bit more mental or restful in some regard. However, if you're a person who maybe is a lawyer or somebody who is in the academic world and you're always using your brain, your mind in a different way, then rest for you might be doing some gardening or something else, taking a walk, going for a hike, something along that line. So rest might look different for each of you as you look at that. Another family rhythm that we've been practicing, and this kind of started when the kids were maybe just babies, I'd say about 9 months going into birth. My wife and I, we sat down and we thought, what are some of the family values that we wanted to practice? And so we sat down and we wrote out 10 family values that we wanted. We printed those out and we hung them on our wall in the room. And one of the, or I say maybe two of them I'll share with you is one is practicing generosity. What that looks like for us is something we've been doing recently is to pack a small care package and have those in our car. And what we do, we hand those out to homeless people on the road wherever we're going, if we have one in the car. It could just be a box of drink, some little packets of cookies or biscuits or a sandwich, whatever we have in the house. It doesn't have to be anything major, but we want our kids to see that generosity can be practiced in many different ways. And so that's something that we do. We also practice a value that we call creativity over consumption. I think in the time that we live today, in our culture, we can be a bit consumeristic. And so oftentimes we take in more than we create. we want to be a family that creates more than we consume. And so we try to practice, whether it's creating a little booklet that the boys has, drawn some pictures and stuff and create their own little booklet. My wife and I, we also create different things from a small company that we've started, and just things in our home that we can reuse instead of always buying something directly from the store. It can be seen as a recycling type of way of approaching life. But I think creating things versus over consuming is something that we can practice more in our society. Again, rhythms are part of the things that helps to keep us rooted and steady as a family. I hope you can find something in that you can apply to your home and your family too.